Sagittarius, April 2025. Hello. The Wise Fox, which is in this deck, the Death card. What is it that you're releasing and simultaneously giving birth to? A concept, an idea, a control. I've never considered the writer in Death card, aka in this case, the skeleton, to be the seeker themselves. What happens when we are the skeleton? What happens when we are the remaining of something that was? And others, they dance with it. They respect it. They hear it out. They honor it, kind of like a reservoir. Picking up that you're a reservoir, Saggy, of something ancient and vast and deep. But that people aren't living on, if we're going with this analogy of a reservoir, they're not living on it. They're not building a home. They're not having a family. They're not um, developing the land. They leave it as is. They don't touch it. And they come and visit and take pictures. So someone needs to be that, right? The reservoir itself or the guard, right? But even the guard has their own thing going on. They go back home and they have their relationships and situations. They're not the reservoir themselves. With some of you, I'm picking up that you are really this something that you don't want to let go of. However, this card brings it showcases that change is abound regardless. So whether the reservoir agreeing to be also fertile soil to new growth or not, that's what's going to happen. There is going to be development of your state of mind, of your approach. It's going to transform whether you are really into it or whether you're kicking and screaming. And that will vary, it will differ between different Saggies out there, right? It's because the spirit of the reservoir does not want to be disposed and forgotten. It wants to continue. And it understands that it can't do that remaining as is. And the past comes with great wisdom, and great realizations, but also simultaneously with grave mistakes and violations. So you want to preserve this magnificent architecture, but you can also acknowledge that it was built by slaves. There are ways to go about it without not just staying stuck, more so even hurting others. Because if you are indeed a reservoir, it means that a lot of energies and people look up to you as an example to something great. And they learn from you, right? What are they learning? What are they learning from you? What are they taking with them? And Saj, you have a very broad perspective about everything, unless you're uber zoom focused on something and then you lose any and all perspective of other things except for that. It's like very extreme situations. Um, but to focus on the broad perspective that you are and your ability to learn, right? And not make things about you, rather just learn and from a place of excitement that wants to evolve, wants to develop. Um, I'm sure you guys don't want to be in a position to take the awe that people have in the face of what you represent or what the situation represents or whatever it is that makes you a reservoir. I don't know. Um, you wouldn't want to take that and utilize that to influence from a place of control, right? You want to influence from a place of inspiration. I know that's your true essence. We all have shadows. Every sign has its shadow side. The shadow side of Sagittarius is zealousy and religious oppression, historically. The abuse of power by spiritual religious leaders. And that's quite literally one of the shadow aspects of Sagittarius. So, being that you're here on the existential shift and that you're a kind, empathic, wonderful person, I know that that's not what you want to enact, right? You want to inspire, to heal, to guide, to expand yourself and others. You can't expand others if you yourself won't expand. If you are in a position where you believe that you know everything there is to know, but you expect others to step out of their box, right, and learn, then you're not in a position to teach them. You need to take a step back and reignite your ability or skill, because it is a skill, okay, to evolve your perspective. Now, it's the hardest if the reservoir in us is something that has had awe and admiration to those that came before that and created that, because they can make no mistakes. It is very important to revere and honor our teachers, but it is very dangerous to put them on a pedestal of divinity and of perfection. Very dangerous. You don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what they didn't know. And maybe if they had lived today to see the times evolve, they would have changed their mind and acted differently. But and even though you're expected to be that, you know, that continuance of their stream of consciousness, instead of actually being that and transforming and evolving the way they would had they been here. If you stay rigid to the way they've seen things then, are you truly honoring them? Some of you need to hear it because you're that reservoir. Some of you need to hear it because you set up a tent in that reservoir and you refuse to leave and you don't recognize what's going on. So place yourself wherever you need to place yourself. Mm. Show me more, please, for Sag or April. 10 of Wands. One of the Sag cards, by the way. So we have Scorpio, we have Sagittarius, we have November, December. Either something meaningful to do with this reading will occur on Scorpio Sag season, November, December, or something that has occurred recent November, December is coming through now, and you're dealing with it. Maybe the past 6 months has been exceptionally transformative, full of, um, your buttons have been pushed, right? And your mind has been challenged, and your beliefs have been transforming, and it's a lot, right? Ten of Wands, it's a lot to carry and to deal with, and you might be feeling the weight of all of this. The wisdom teacher, aka the hermit. Speaking of teacher and wisdom and passing along knowledge, the incredible responsibility that comes with it. As long as you're staying out in the wild and are able to evolve with evolution of consciousness, and you don't keep yourself in this glass jar, as long as you don't um, wax what you're teaching or what you're believing, and make it frozen in time, then teach with absolute devotion or follow whatever you're following with absolute devotion. in the moment fully, but then as soon as the tides or the winds of change hit your cheek, just stop and listen. I'm also getting the phrase graveyards are full of people who have no replacement. Um, the only constant is change. You step in the exact same point in the river, but the water are different and the fish are different, and it's never the same. So, knowledge and wisdom that applied 10 years ago, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago will not apply in the same way today. And true wisdom, true surrender of the self, is the ability to live by it. It's very hard. When you feel you found the Holy Grail, right? The perfect thing, it's very scary to let it shake. Because then what if you lose it? People hold on to their belief systems, even if they go corrupt or even if they go irrelevant or whatever the case may be, because it gave them such a sense of belonging and serenity for so long. So it's not the belief that they're having issue letting go of as much as the sense of belonging and connection and the feeling of being found or the feeling of finding, which means it doesn't come from actual faith, it comes from fear. And with trying to control your situation in a way that you don't always have control of. Gorgeous. Nine of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. That is beautiful energy. Nine of Pentacles kind of connects here to the Hermit because it's also the Virgo energy and it's very solitary, independent energy. But it brings it in a more tangible, result-oriented success, right? The wisdom becomes applicable in reality as long, Ace of Cups, as the heart is still involved in the decision making. Anything else for Sagittarius for this month of April? I will continue this reading with a sequel where we will go deeper into the detail of how things kind of evolve in the next month during the month of April. We'll have it available for unlimited streaming alongside all the other sequels on channel membership. Or if you just want the sequel, you can have it separately over on Patreon. I will link it all below in the description box and also have it here on the end screen. The end screen. So if you're about that, you're welcome to join. And if you're not, don't. Okay. Anything else to conclude this reading, please? Lady of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Sun. Beautiful. Okay. Saggy, you're gaining this month incredible mental awareness and clarity. Um, you're learning something about yourself. You're learning something about your situation. You're learning. And it's pretty mind blowing because it's very, very strong. Like once your third eye opens, it's like you can't close it. It's like you start seeing in retrospect so many things that either apply to the situation or maybe not, or maybe just vicariously, but it trickles into so many aspects of your life. And it's like so many chips are going to begin to fall. Um, I recommend writing things down because it's going to be a lot, and you might want to refer these understandings, realizations later on. Um, Kind of like a diary thing or just taking notes. Um, I'm seeing you regaining hope with something you didn't think you needed hope with. Very interesting, like optimism. Um, there is financial success here. Some of you are either recognized by someone in a position of power that wants to utilize your skill, your ability, your knowledge in a way that is relevant to what they're working on, to what they're doing, and they're very willing to, um, you know, pay you appropriately. At the very least, it comes with status and recognition. Um, you kind of shine in your own right. It's almost like your ability to evolve is so inspiring to others around you. So it has this domino effect where others are also having their eyes open or third eye open, um, because their heart space, it it triggers their heart space to open up. And the thing is, if the heart is blocked, the third eye, the mind will never get it. It will always be an almost. There will be a block there. There needs to be, flow. Um, and I feel like kind of you found that type of holy grail. You find that type of holy grail. Um, yeah, so that's very inspiring. Good job, and good luck. And I'll see some of you in the sequel right now. Stay magic, stay true, stay free. I love you. Bye for now.